Today, we are spectating a professional Adam Warlock player, Shocker, who currently plays for Shikigami and makes Adam look easy in the highest level of lobbies. If you want your own VODs reviewed, check out the link in the description that will take you to the academy I coach with. But now, let's discuss Shocker's gameplay and get right into learning. It's kind of cool though that like people are running more Psylocke. I feel like Psylocke's actually pretty good against like Hela and against you too.
If Loki is not enabled, I think Psylocke could be good.
Yeah, that is true.
Useless.
But you're not playing Loki, so BTS is getting value.
Yes. I'll say right off the bat, I'm just playing passive until I see what their comp is.
Yeah, because
I could probably start walking now. Yeah.
So yeah, you just don't walk up because, I mean, Adam Warlock, he does have a lot of effective HP, but you don't want to like waste your snaps. Like snaps are so important to keep online, right?
I will say the main important thing to balance with Adam is taking your angle and also being in link range of your team. Knowing when you want to push and then when you want to stay back and poke. I'll say if you go back right there to something, this is like #1 Adam Warlock tip, or even if you're a DPS player, this tip applies. Who am I shooting at when there's 2 tanks in front of my space or 2 supports? Always look at the supports.
Yep.
Like, I don't even care that my witch is going on the flank, bro. I'm just shooting them anyway.
So you're saying you don't really care about healing your team. You just care about eliminating a target that's more high value kind of idea.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Damage
is healing. Damage is healing. Same idea as Mantis, guys, as last week. If you're not killing things and you're playing Adam Warlock and Loki's on the board, you should really just be playing Loki. Gonna be completely honest. Which is kind of cool. I like that the supports that are a little bit more difficult are actually getting playtime. Because before, it felt like everyone was just playing Cloak and Luna, and I was falling asleep every game. Gonna be honest. GG, fell off high ground.
Yeah. Well,
what a chungus.
I'd like to be poking here.
I mean, you already have ult. Would you still be poking even if you have ult, or is it just like... Because I feel like you're not going to find a pick. But it's like... I don't know. All right, now the ult fight has gone down. Is there ever... Okay, you have another ult, so that's good. Just taking an angle.
Up now because the ult's about to run away and I have res.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Going away because you have res. Trying to see what they... I mean, they have Invis ult too, so they have probably... Yep. Because you support ulted first, they're going to have it longer, so... That's why we're walking away, I'm assuming.
Now that their support's over, I can walk back forward because I have my Link still.
Yep. And Link is like a support ult, yeah?
Pretty much.
Like almost in a way. Like it can pretty much counter like a big engage from the enemy team. Is there a reason why you linked there aside from like any other time? I mean, I know why, but I want you to explain why you're going to look for a link here.
Yeah. My link theory here is we have Star-Lord ult, and I want to push with that.
Is there ever a moment where you feel like you should be linking to help your Star-Lord like spin if you don't have a bubble?
Probably not, because 99% of the time you need bubble for that.
Yeah, but I mean, in a world, I feel like you could in ranked if your Magneto isn't like helping the Star-Lord bubble, or you don't have a Magneto in lower elos, and there's nothing else you need to use Link for. I feel like it's not that bad. But if they had like a Psylocke ult, for example, like you cannot be using Link for anything else other than that Psylocke ult when it's up. Yeah,
I've preached this a lot, but with Link, it's super hard to use Link to sustain unless it's against an ultimate.
Yeah.
If you're using Link to sustain in neutral, you are not doing something right.
So like, what do you like exactly mean by that? You're not using it just to like keep people alive. You're using it specifically for like high burst potential or enabling like something really specific.
Yes, because walking with Link in neutral is just bad.
Because it can break so easily.
Cooldowns and it's just gonna break too fast. So you want to use Link to walk when you have a very clear advantage or an ult combo.
And you're gonna find that advantage by taking that off angle and like pressuring out DPS.
Okay, here's a point I need to make. This res should have been behind the wall, and then I should have walked forward to get him. This res should have...
Wait, what do you mean by walk forward to get them?
So the way Adam res works is the radius is not around where you use it, it's around you as Adam Warlock. So what you can do is you can put your res behind a wall and then walk to the corpse, and then the corpse will get respawned at the original place where you placed the res.
So it's 30 meters radius around where you are as the character.
Yeah, so if you see when I res here, there should be a little golden aura around my model, and that's the res range.
So this guy gets aura when he reses.
So here I resed him too far forward. I should have put the res around the corner and then walked up to get him, because now he's resed on low ground and forced to burn Mantis early. That was a mistake.
So wait, you're saying like let's say for example, I just want to make sure I get this right and everyone that's watching this understands. Like say that you put the res back here behind this wall.
Yep.
And let's say that your Luna Snow, for whatever reason, like someone dies all the way up here on this high ground. If you walked over here while she dies, by the time that ult is over, she'll still res.
If the 10-second res timer is not up and I get within range of her corpse, yes. She will get res to the original beacon.
You could walk, in theory, you could walk from here all the way over there, and so long as she doesn't, like, so long as, like, if you're close enough and it would res and this thing is still up, like, obviously that barring, you would still res everyone there if they died.
Yes.
That is crazy.
Yes, it is.
So is there ever a moment where you kind of anticipate something's happening that people are going to die anyways, you just put your res down and then you just walk up almost like a tempo res so that you can get more aggressive? Or is that...
I find that pretty... Unless you know you're at like serious ult disadvantage.
Yeah.
Because oftentimes you're just removing yourself from the fight.
Mm-hmm.
So if you know they have a specific combo, it's better to just hide and not like res early.
That's kind of what I figured. Because I mean,
either to just hide, or what sometimes I like to do is I like to hide behind a corner, tell my team to go into their spawn or something, and I'll have a res ready for when they die.
And then you can just walk right back into them.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
or just get an ult out and live. Because I'll be honest, as the game gets older, a lot more people are better about hunting down Adam reses.
Yes.
And like being ready to carrot.
Yeah.
So you have to get creative. It's not just like I res my whole team and I don't have to think anymore.
I mean, absolutely.
Like people are going to push you now.
Yeah. Now the enemies have Loki and they have Luna Snow. So I'm curious as to how you're going to play against this to win.
So yeah, I will say, just preface, the way you should be approaching this is just a hard angle.
Yeah.
Because you are going to lose the sustain war. You should be looking to create off angles in the mid fight to one-shot DPS pretty much.
And you're one-shotting DPS by like doing almost like how you would be with
combo.
Zen.
Yep.
Where you're
right click, left click. Right click, left click is a one-shot.
Yep.
You hit everybody.
Right click around corners. Put them all into somebody. There's no damage fall off. You headshot.
Right now,
there you go.
I should be looking to take an angle.
Yeah, I agree with you.
We're up one, and I'm playing a little too front to back for my liking.
Yeah, I feel like almost like maybe playing like...
I
think playing over here would be better?
Definitely the best position.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is there ever a world though where, and I know the answer to this, but is there ever a world where maybe you're going a little bit too crazy on the off angle and you're setting yourself up for death?
I mean, it's all really a matter of the enemy's comp and their ults. It's just like, can this guy realistically kill me in this spot? It's just something you have to think about at all times.
Like, are you ever, because against what they have, they only have really a Star-Lord that's going to be able to get on top of you.
I'm not afraid of a solo Star-Lord.
And the reason why is because of your self-healing, or is it just because you think you're that guy?
Both.
Like, you just have that aura.
You can win. You can win any duel on Adam if you have decent aim, because you have 300 extra health essentially with your 2 snaps.
With your 2 snaps. I mean, obviously you don't want to use that, but I think that you're right.
I think you yourself is totally fine. There's, especially when you got 2 other sports.
Okay, when you have but let's say you only have Luna, like, does that change the way you want to take an off angle?
Yes, because it's got to be a lot more selective, because you have to understand that you're only getting 1 healer on your core.
Yes.
So either you're like hard playing for an angle with like your Star-Lord, or your team has like a Luna ult going and you can afford to take that extra space because your whole team's going to be immortal for 12 seconds.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. I do agree, though. I mean, taking a little bit more of an aggressive angle is definitely like the right play here. And I mean, that's just from like years of experience, you know, playing a character like this in Overwatch. So it seems like there's a lot of similarities, but there's a lot of ways that you can like really hard carry fights just because you have that like solo healing potential. But right here, I mean, you just had snap.
That's just a good freeze. That was just a good freeze.
Good
from
freeze.
That guy, to be honest.
Yeah. You probably just didn't expect to die this fast either.
Yeah. I snapped my teammate instead of myself there.
Happens.
I will say though, I do tend to take a lot more aggressive angles when I do have self-res, just because.
I mean, there's no reason not to.
Right. I feel like burning self-res isn't honestly that big of an issue when
it's a 2-minute cooldown.
So crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I'd rather people be aggressive with self-res than like take risky angles and learn from them, rather than, especially in ranked, since this is in ranked and not a scrim. I'd rather see that happen in ranked, being aggressive and learning from it, instead of just like sitting in the back doing nothing like we saw at the start of the fight. Like, even though Shocker was safe there, because he was too safe, they actually lost the fight even though they invested the Luna Snow ult. Like, if you're gonna play Adam, he's 100% right. Taking that angle there is super, super important. Like, the way that you're healing and keeping your team alive on Adam isn't actually the heals. It's much more about the damage you're doing. Yeah, I mean, that's a great soulbound. That's like the perfect use of it. That is just really well done. Right when there's an ultimate that can't be stopped, you just use the soulbound there. And the reason why you didn't use it for the Starlord ult is because you already had Magneto to stop that. So perfect use of the soulbound.
Support players, do not waste your support ults on a Starlord if you have a Magneto ult.
Yep.
Please, for the love of God.
The problem
do it after the Magneto is gone, but don't use it right away.
The only problem I have is that Magneto players in lower ranks do not know that their ult is specifically meant to be used for a Starlord ult. The meta has not gone on for that long that people have figured that out yet, which is unfortunate. But you still have to kind of react and like let your teammate make a mistake. Don't just assume they're not going to know what to do. Like, give them benefit of the doubt until you have reason to not trust them anymore. But it is nice and one above all when you can just trust that your teammate is going to be able to do that for you.
Well, either way, my positioning there, according to the Starlord, I had a kite plan ready. Like,
yeah, I mean, you were ready to go.
If he pushes me in a room, I'm still gonna live,
yeah,
even if we don't mag ult. Because you can actually tank like 2 full Starlord clips with your snaps.
Yeah, because it only does 260.
It
only does 260 a clip. 260 a clip. Your effective HP is 550 with both snaps going to yourself. You're right.
Clips.
You have 10 health remaining. That is crazy.
Yeah, if you're like super confident in your aim, you can definitely take that duel. So.
Yeah, I mean,
here it's fine to front to back just because it's and the fight hasn't really opened up yet.
I mean, there's really no off angle to take, it feels like. Now you're taking an angle, though. Like, you were trying to take that right angle, which I like. I mean, that was just really rough. Would you ever consider, like, having your Starlord here? Is that kind of grief? Like, having 2 groups of 3 instead of all front to backing? Would that ever be something
in an ideal world, yes, but in ranked...
In ranked, like, no, but...
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I'm just trying to think if there was a way to play that fight even better, like maybe we just take the off angle right away. It feels like it's really hard to take an angle, though. Like, it feels like it's
Adam
almost...
playing on that right side is really difficult when they're walking out that way. If I'm anywhere, I'm either staying on the middle high ground where the throne is, or I'm going to the back high ground where I was in the last fight.
Like over here.
Yes.
I feel like you almost want them to go to point without seeing you. And then when they're all on point, you reveal yourself on this off angle and just absolutely shred people.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I agree, though. It's really hard to play here because you have no mobility.
Especially since I have res, I need to always have a kite path to be able to kite to a safe spot to res if we get all comboed or something.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Would you ever, like, does it change that you have res that you would even want to play a more aggressive angle? Because even if you die, it's fine? Or... is that not something you think about?
I should definitely be playing more aggressive here.
Yeah,
we have 9. Oh, I still have my self-res. Like, I can still look to be aggressive and poke their DPS here.
I think what's crazy to me is, like, even though it's such a high level, like, of this character, like, there's still so much more that you can do on it. Like, this character has so much skill expression, it's crazy.
Agreed.
My remedy, I hit the craziest shot. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, no, Mantis ult plus Witch ult is a really good combo.
That's really good. I never even thought of it. The speed boost is actually like super nice.
The speed boost is really good. Yep.
So where would you want your team to be if you want to set up an off angle here?
Actually, I mean, it all depends on where the enemy
where
comes
the enemies
out.
go. I mean, I feel like they always go top. I feel like if they go bottom, they're just throwing, right? Or
I feel like this map is pretty one-dimensional in terms of the points you can play. I mean, it's always usually that back right high ground.
Right here?
That you look to kite to? No, behind. Like the one on the other side, yeah.
That's where you look to play?
It's so hard. Yeah, I feel like it's way too easy for me to get run over if I'm playing close to my team there.
Playing over here.
So if my team is looking to poke from that angle, I should look to take the throne angle and poke them on their walk up here.
That's kind of what I was thinking too. I feel like the one weakness that Adam Warlock actually has is the fact that He doesn't have any mobility. Like the fact that you don't have mobility makes it so that if they can get on top of you, even though you have snaps for yourself, you're kind of screwed. Like it's
You're
over
still
for you.
dead. It's like Moira theory. It's just healing.
Yeah, exactly. There. It's important to take an angle that's safe that you can't get walked on is what I'm getting out of this. This is the one thing where almost I feel like it's kind of bad that you're actually firing down main. Am I crazy?
I will say no, because Adam has pick potential. Adam always has the potential to get that one shot. If you're just spamming right clicks down a choke, it will happen more often than you think.
I'll have to try it out then. Because my take is you're just giving their supports all charge and it's like doing too much and like it's so hard to make happen and it shouldn't ever happen. But I mean, there's a world where it does.
Like we've already baited their lamps out because I'm poking.
Yeah,
obviously
I mean that's kind of on that guy
time.
for being a chungus though. Like he kind of is not playing behind his. I don't know. I mean you're not wrong though. You can force things out pretty early. It's kind of crazy. This is your way of saying, bro, just get good. Just hit your shots from range, bro. Wow, that guy is
just terrible.
Doing what? Why is BTS on Luna? What happened this game? What? Do you take it on yourself to shoot the Loki clones, considering like he's a lot better front to back? It's kind of your job.
Yep.
Because I feel like in the Adam matchup,
we have a Scarlet Witch, a Star-Lord. Our Star-Lord does not want to be shooting clones if he doesn't have to, and our Scarlet Witch does no damage.
Yeah, I mean, the Adam versus Loki matchup, I feel like the moment you get the clones down, like you're just such a better support, like numbers-wise. So you almost take it on yourself to like counter your own counter, if you will.
Like, look at how safe this Loki has to play just because I'm on this angle.
Yeah.
And even there, if I die to that Maggle, I'm not even scared because I have res.
Yep.
Like,
so yeah, I mean, Adam can just have a lot more presence on off angles than Loki can at high level, which is kind of crazy. And now you get to just stand still and just shoot them because you killed their Star-Lord earlier. So I mean, that's pretty crazy. I mean, if there were like 3 things that you feel that every Adam player could actually like do something to get better, something that like they are missing in their gameplay, that they're not gonna know unless they're like really high level. What do you look for in a good Adam player?
As much as it is like cliche to say, the first thing is always mechanics.
Mechanics and practicing, yeah.
I think the main thing to learn with Adam is confidence on your angles. Because if you're just playing front to back scared Adam, you're gonna have infinitely more value on Loki, on Luna, on Sue, on almost any other support. But if you're confident in your mechanical ability and your aim, you're actually able to take these hard alpha angles in the mid fight to actually look for kills on their DPS.
So like a lot of confidence, which is something that we talked about a lot in Overwatch. A lot of confidence, a lot of taking off angles
from mechanics.
And then like just getting the job done and not being scared to like take shots and do damage. Because if you're not doing damage, you're not going to be winning the game because you should just be on Loki instead. So
exactly.
that makes 100% sense. My last thing for you actually is looking at this scoreboard. What do you like? How do you justify this to someone that thinks that support is all about healing? I mean, you have less than 10,000 healing. Yes, you're running a triple support comp. But look, you use so much damage here and a good amount of final hits. You're getting a lot of assists for your team. Like, what is your... Like, how do you justify the lack of output that Adam has for, like, the utility he gets?
I was going to say the first thing is the bans. Adam triple support is not always going to be the best support line on the board in the current meta. Yeah. I think Luna Loki is still the best. Okay. And I think a lot of pro teams think that as well as Groot. I think the way to make Adam work second, and to Groot especially, is the map. You need to have flexibility to be able to take angles. And you can't just on a super front to back style map. That's why Adam you will commonly see on domination maps, on like Burn and T'Challa, or Royal Palace are very common.
Longer angles, lots of angles to take as well. I mean that makes that absolutely makes sense. I mean on a map like
Midtown, for example, like Adam does not see a lot of play because
it's
simply
so front to back.
Those lanes are super front to back.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Luna Loki will always win unless the Adam is like flanking. Like you literally have to be flanking in that sense to get value. Because when you are not able to shoot squishies on Adam, you are just doing like what Paz said, is giving the enemy sports ult charge. Yeah. And the Luna Loki support ults are a lot better.
24 seconds of immortality right now in the game. Like surely it gets nerfed in season 2, right, guys? Surely. I'm not so sure if they actually are though. That's gonna be interesting. But no, I mean 100%. Everything that I learned is just like it's stuff that I kind of knew before, but like rehashing that is just like 17-2, doing so much more damage. BTS started on DPS, but Shocker still has more damage because Shocker is not caring just about the healing. It's not about the overall output on Adam. It's about getting picks efficiently. It's about creating pressure and making it so that the enemy team can never really do what they want to do against your team. And then having that extra bit of synergy with your own Star-Lord and your Mantis too. Like it's that extra nail in the coffin that makes him like such a great support on these domination maps. So I mean, thanks for having this VOD. Is there anything that you want to like plug for the YouTube video before we close things out here?
You said this video is coming out next Saturday, so I think hopefully we'll still be playing in the MRI, the Marvel Rivals Invitational. Go support Shikigami in that. We play Shroud X tomorrow, and hopefully we win that game. But if we're still in by the time this video comes out, support Shikigami. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Go team.
Support Shikigami. Go follow Shocker. His Twitch will be in the description. But that's all from us. Go watch the Unranked GMing guide that's going to be out by the time this video comes out. And other than that, thank you guys all so much for watching. But until next time, I've got to peace out and Paz out. I'll see you in the next one.